Okay, hello and welcome. Chris here, and in this video I'm going to walk you through the CB5000, which is basically a database of the top selling ClickBank niches for info product sellers, people like myself and yourself, people who are going to sell either ebooks or software. Now the first thing you'll notice is I've put ClickBank etc., because even though ClickBank is one network and this is going to show us what's selling on ClickBank, we can also extrapolate that to the wider information product business. So I've put here, this is the only software tool in the world that does all of this in a billion dollar a year business. So ClickBank's net, they don't formally release their revenue income every year, but when they do, it's typically anywhere from 200 to 300 million dollars. I estimate that the info product business, i.e. relatively small time individuals like myself and yourself selling ebooks and software, is worth somewhere around $1 billion per year. So ClickBank is kind of a good approximation of what's selling, not just on ClickBank but across all of the affiliate networks and even people who are selling it outside of affiliate networks through their own PayPal accounts and their own merchant accounts and things like that. So for these reasons, it's really the ultimate brainstorming tool to find the very best niches to target. Now there's a few uses for the CB5000. You can research it to find niches that you want to create a product in. You can research it to find traffic sources that the products that you're thinking of sort of modeling after are potentially targeting themselves. So once you've found a niche, you can see exactly where those guys are getting traffic. I don't suggest you rely exclusively on this. You should also use other tools such as SimilarWeb and some of the other methods I talk about in the niche selection video in terms of getting traffic. I think it's like about sort of 2/3 of the way into the videos there, focused on can we get traffic within that unstuck formula that I talk about. And we can also use CB5000 to see what type of sales letters are selling in your niche. So are they video sales letters? Are they text sales letters? Is there a ton of proof? Are there elements that we can copy? Could we create a similar sales letter is really the question. And if so, then we'll go ahead and create it. And if not, then it's probably best that we move on to another niche. So it's really the indispensable tool for any marketer who wants to dominate their niche. So let me just show you exactly how the tool works and run through some possible use cases. So the first thing you'll see is we have this filter by niche option, and these are ClickBank's own categories. So for example, in terms of internet marketing, it's kind of a bit hit and miss really. These categories have evolved sort of out over time, but they've not really been changed that much, even though obviously trends change and there's no internet marketing category as such. There's e-business and e-marketing. There's no dieting category. There's health and fitness. So the categories here can be a little bit hit and miss, and so you may decide to look at some of our keywords down here which have been pulled from the title. But anyway, let's for example choose e-business and e-marketing, which is kind of going to show us internet marketing products. You can see there's 118 products that will show up. If I click clear form, you can see that there are 1,638 products in total on here. Basically there's like 20,000 products I think on ClickBank, but what we've done is you've only pulled in the products that have got at least a gravity of 10. If it's selling, if it's got a gravity of 1 or 2, it's got a gravity of 0, and we're not really interested because they're not making much money. It is possible to make a full-time living from a product that's got a gravity of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so that's kind of the sweet spot, and that's what our focus is. You can see we can also filter by different types. So the first filter is You can see we can also filter by different types. So the first filter is gravity. Now there are two basic filters here. One is a minimum, so show products with a gravity of at least 20, 50 or 100, and the second one is to show products with a gravity of less than 20. And the only reason that you'd really show products with a gravity of less than 20 is if you wanted to find products that you can potentially partner with. So basically JVs who aren't selling, maybe they've got a good product but the marketing's terrible, you can reach out to them and send them a similar email to the kind of email that we'd be selling from JV Valley. In other words, do you want to do some kind of a deal, you're not really going to be able to see it from there. But you know, this kind of email template here. And that's one possible use case for that. So you'd probably do a search like under 20 gravity and then e-business and e-marketing, and that's going to bring up, you know, 100